Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I will be ranking all the roller coasters I rode at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I went back in November of 2024, so about a month and a half ago because I went in the middle of November. And this is overall just such a fantastic park with an absolutely amazing coaster lineup. Basically nothing was closed when I went. There were 3 major coasters closed, those being Goliath, Apocalypse, and Superman Escape from Krypton. Didn't get on those, and also didn't get any of the kiddie credits because 2 of them were actually closed, and I was too tall to ride the other 2. But got on every other coaster in the park. And overall, this park's coaster lineup is absolutely incredible. There are 7 coasters in my top 50 that are from this park, actually. That's just how good this lineup is. And this park overall is my second favorite park I've ever been to as well. It is a must-go-to park if you are a coaster enthusiast. It is amazing. It is the West Coast Cedar Point. But anyways, now let's get into the video. And at number 13 is the only bad coaster really at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and that is Scream. This ride is horrible. It is for sure the worst B&M coaster I have ridden. It's super rough, it's a headbanger, it's forceless, none of the ride does anything. I don't know how this ride is so bad. It's a clone of Medusa at Great Adventure, and Medusa is just way better in every way. And this is newer than Medusa, so that's what makes it even more surprising. But overall, Scream was just not a good ride at all. And I am not a fan of it at all, and I am hoping that the next coaster removed from this park is this ride, because it is just terrible. And at number 12, we have Gold Rusher. This is a very fun aero mine train with some actually very good laterals, and it has a decent layout as well, which actually it goes through at a pretty decent speed for a mine train coaster. But the laterals on this ride is what really surprised me, as they are actually pretty good. Overall, this ride is nothing special at all, but the laterals on this ride are surprisingly very good, and it's just overall a fun aero mine train. At number 11, we have the New Revolution, or as I just call it, the Revolution. This is also a ride that very much surprised me. I didn't expect anything out of this ride at all, and it actually surprised me. Towards up the front, you actually get some good airtime going over some of these hills. One of the hills is actually a very good pop of strong projector airtime. There's some very good laterals on this ride also, which surprised me as well. The loop is very forceful. Right here at this moment, actually, that was one of the best moments of the ride for laterals. But overall, this ride was definitely a big surprise for me. I was not expecting the laterals to be that good on it. I wasn't expecting it to have really any airtime at all. But overall, a very surprising coaster and a really fun and underrated Schwarzkopf looper, and the best Schwarzkopf I've done so far. At number 10 is Ninja. This is the best aero suspended coaster I have done. I've done all the ones in the US, and this is by far the best one. The pacing on it is very good, actually. The swinging on the turns is very good as well. Has the best swinging moments of any of the aero suspended coasters in the US I've done, or out of the ones I've done so far. And the ride just goes very quickly through when it reaches towards the bottom of the mountain, when you reach your full speed, like right around here. The ride actually is also decently forceful. This was another big surprise for me when I went to Magic Mountain, as I wasn't really expecting this ride to be anything special, but it actually is a very fun ride that I really did enjoy. Still not a very special ride, but overall a really fun coaster. At number 9 is West Coast Racers. This is a really fun coaster. I wasn't sure what to expect from this ride when I first rode it, but overall I really enjoyed it. The launches are much more powerful than I expected. The inversions give some great hang time. That one helix after the 2 inversions that interact with each other is very forceful as well, actually, which I wasn't expecting. There are some good airtime pops on this ride as well. The ride actually feels way faster when you're on it than when you look at it off ride. It feels a lot faster, just like how the launches feel more powerful when you're on it. Overall, just a very fun coaster that I did really enjoy. At number 8 is Viper. This is by far the best aero looper I have done. It is so forceful. It has amazing pacing. The airtime going into the mid-course brake run is great. The first 3 loops, though, are insanely forceful, and that's what makes this ride so good as well. It is just so forceful, especially those 2 loops, like right after the first one. Those are some of the most intense coaster elements I've experienced, quite possibly. After those elements, like after you hit the mid course, the rest of the ride just feels like mainly a typical aero looper. Like you have the bat wing, the corkscrews. Those are fun elements, but they're nothing that great. But the first three loops are just absolutely crazy. They're so intense. The pacing in the first half is really good. Overall, I really, really like this ride. This is an awesome aero looper and right outside my top 50. Just overall, a great ride. All right, these next 7 are all in my top 50 coasters I've ridden as of 2024, actually. Well, on my 2024 list that I had. Number 7 is Batman the Ride. This is the best Batman clone I have done. It's super intense the whole ride. You just get foot numbing the entire ride. The pacing on it is actually very good. It's very snappy like all the Batman clones are. But what makes this one the best in my opinion is how intense it is. How you just get foot numbing the entire ride. None of the other Batman clones do that. This one does, and that's what makes it the best in my opinion. It is the most forceful one for sure, and it's the only Batman clone that I have like way above the other ones that I've ridden. This is overall a fantastic ride and the best Batman clone in my opinion. All right, number 6 is Full Throttle, one of the most underrated coasters I have ever ridden, and easily the biggest surprise at this park for me. This is a fantastic ride. The launches are so much powerful than I expected. The loop gives some amazing hang time. The sense of speed on this ride is fantastic. The dive loop into the tunnel is very snappy. You get some good floater air time on that camelback over the loop. But the launches are just fantastic on this ride. Also, it pulls some very underrated forces that I was not expecting. And as I said, the dive loop is very snappy. And the pacing on this ride was just fantastic, which is another reason why I really liked it. Overall, this is just an extremely underrated coaster and an amazing ride overall. And these next 5 coasters are actually in my top 30 coasters I've ridden as on my 2024 list. And we're going to start off with number 5, which is Riddler's Revenge. This is an amazing B&M stand-up coaster and a top 5 B&M for me overall. It is so intense throughout the entire ride, mainly on the valleys. It pulls some insane forces on those valleys. The ride just... It's very snappy in the back row, I would say, and in the front row you get some good snap going into the elements as well, actually. But this ride is just so forceful. The pacing definitely wasn't as good as I was expecting, but it's still very good. Overall, as I said, the intensity of this ride is what makes it so good in my opinion. Front row, the front row, the left side, that is the best seat on the ride. That is the seat where you just get the most whip, it feels like, and it feels the most forceful. I don't know why, but it just feels that way for some reason. But overall, Riddler's Revenge is a fantastic coaster. Easily one of the most underrated coasters I have ridden. Just overall a fantastic B&M, a top tier B&M in my opinion as well. Just a great ride overall and a must ride when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Number 4 is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. This is basically a clone of Jersey Devil coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. And in my opinion, that ride is fantastic. So I have the exact same thought on that because on this ride as well, because they basically feel the exact same. I have Wonder Woman one spot over Jersey Devil coaster, mainly because of the final 2 elements, because it has 2 extra elements. That's the only reason why, really. But overall, they feel the exact same. Very well paced. Jersey Devil has become very well paced after they made it trimless, and Wonder Woman is also very well paced. It has some very good forces as well, some awesome airtime. Overall, this is an amazing coaster, and I really, really enjoyed it. Number 3 is my second favorite B&M I've ridden, that being Tatu. I've waited so long to ride a good B&M flyer because I've only ridden the 3 Superman clones before I rode this. And finally, I was able to see what a good B&M flying coaster was like. And Tatu, oh my god, this ride is incredible. It is so forceful. It is so snappy. It just throws you through all its elements so quickly. The pacing is fantastic. That pretzel loop is one of the most intense elements on any coaster I've ridden. That pretzel loop, oh my gosh, it just feels like your head is basically going to explode on the bottom of it. It's that forceful. This ride is just absolutely incredible. One of the most intense coasters I have ever ridden by far as well. Just overall a fantastic coaster and a must ride when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Is this, in my opinion, is one of the best B&M coasters possibly ever built. What an amazing coaster. Number 2 is X2. This ride is just demented. The flipping is absolutely insane on it. the two Raven dives pull some insane forces, especially the final one. The final one is the most intense element on any coaster I have ridden so far. That element pulls so much force. In the back row, it's very snappy as well. This is just overall an incredible coaster. It's one of the hardest rides to explain as well, because I don't even know how to explain it. All I could really say is this ride is just absolutely demented. It is the best roller coaster I have ridden, and it's just overall an absolutely insane coaster. And there's truly nothing like it. So when you're at Six Flags Magic Mountain, you gotta ride it, because there is no other coaster like this coaster in North America. Just an amazing ride. And finally, we reach number 1, and this coaster is in my top 3 overall, that being Twisted Colossus. Oh my gosh, this ride is absolutely incredible. The airtime on every hill is so strong. It's just strong ejector throughout the entire ride. The inversions provide some great hang time and also some great whip actually as well. This ride is just overall absolutely fantastic. There are no cons with it at all. Every element on the ride is just fantastic. The drop is amazing. The speed hill after the drop is amazing. And then the moment after the speed hill where you go up and then do that twist into like the overbank. I don't even know what to really call it. I should know, but I don't. Those elements are just insane. I would say that I do prefer the green side for sure. It's just like there's more, those moments hit a lot harder in my opinion on the green side, but on the blue side they also hit extremely hard as well. Just no flaws with this ride at all. Just overall an amazing coaster. One of the best coasters possibly in the world in my opinion. Just overall an absolutely amazing ride and a must ride when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and a coaster that should be on everyone's bucket list. So yeah, that is my rankings of all the roller coasters I rode at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Make sure to like this video, also subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.